HitFilm Sensei here. Today in this video, we're going to talk about lightsabers in the dark. Alright, so I started by filming this shot actually not in the dark, okay? And without a lit lightsaber. But if you have a lightsaber that lights up and can kind of create some lighting on the subjects around them, I think that's probably a great idea to use. In this case, I didn't, so I said, well, I'll just figure it out in post later. So here's my original shot without any effects added to it. The first thing I did was I took that original footage and I added a day for night effect to it, so that way it looks dark, even though it's not dark, okay? Then what I did was I tracked the hilt and the tip, right? I tracked this as a double point track, so that way, as it moves, it rotates. Okay, then if I rotate or roll out here a little bit, you can see I added a tip point, which I parented, and then if you look at both of those together, you can see that I created, sort of a lightsaber blade with only the smaller prop available, right? And I did this before in another video. I'll leave a link in the description below if you're interested in how I created that, okay? After that, then I added my lightsaber blade effect. And there is one thing I want to point out on this lightsaber blade effect. If I move in on this, you can see, and again, I'm just going to turn this off and turn this off. You can see that that edge is slanted, right? It's angled this way. Okay, so what I did was I went in and I masked that off with an inverted mask. And that was very important because I really want that to look good on that blade, okay, on that edge of the lightsaber hilt, okay? And the bottom line is if you turn that off, it doesn't look that good, right? Now, if the blade is really moving fast and you can't really tell, then it's one thing. But in this case, it's a slow-moving blade. You definitely want to make sure that it matches that. So you want to spend the time to mask that out. And then, as you can see, I even keyframed it all the way down to make sure that it was in the right place. Okay, so that's sort of important. Just a little extra thing here, okay? Then what I did was I duplicated my footage and I renamed the original one dark, which is the day for night, and then I created a light footage, okay? And that footage, I removed the effect of the day for night, and I added instead a hue colorize, which I'll talk about in a second. But more importantly, I set up a mask here, okay? And I masked out myself where I thought that this would happen, where the light of the lightsaber would end up being reflecting off of me, okay? So when you turn that on, you can see there it is, right? Well, the thing is that, of course, it's the wrong color now, right? So I added a hue colorize effect, and I colorized it to the color of the lightsaber, which in this case is blue, right? Now, notice that that mask moves as I move. Again, I had to, keyframe that to make sure that that worked. So, and then the other thing is, of course, I keyframe the opacity of the whole thing as well. So that way, right here, over time, so that way, as the lightsaber got closer to my body, it started to affect the lighting there on me itself, right? And really, it was that simple. It's hard to, I think it would be hard to do if you had a lot of these things, but it's actually pretty easy to do, on one shot kind of a thing. Now, Axel Wilkinson with the HitFilm channel did this video on creating realistic blaster VFX in HitFilm Express, and I will leave a link in the description of this video where he does the same thing. You can see that this stormtrooper right here is lit up by this laser blast, and if you back and watch this video, he actually talks about how he masked this out to make that happen, you see? Watch this video to get more idea on how to do this. Otherwise, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And hey, thanks for watching. If you would like to keep up with the latest tutorial videos from HitFilm Sensei, consider liking the HitFilm Sensei Facebook page, following the HitFilm Sensei Twitter feed, and subscribing to the HitFilm Sensei YouTube channel. The links are in the description below. A new video comes out every Friday and Monday, and thanks for your support.